So Andrea's speech tonight is titled Go Beyond the Why. Now, Simon Sinek, famous TED Talk and books, says, start with why. It is building a bit of a revolution into business thinking to find purpose and meaning that can be shared to motivate employees and stakeholders. However, Andrea believes we need to look deeper and explore new paradigms that will really take hold and change the world. She believes it's time to go beyond the why. Please welcome Andrea with Go Beyond the Why.
Sorry, keeps me on time. We all want to make a difference. We want to feel that somehow our life has been worthwhile and that something we have done will have meaning to someone. It seems to be inbuilt within us and an essential part of our being that gives us a sense of fulfillment and purpose in life. Dr. Stephen Post, the founder of the Institute of Research into Unlimited Love, has found that when we give of ourselves, everything from self-satisfaction to self-realization and physical health improves significantly. Our lifespan increases, we are happier, we are healthier, and we have a greater sense of fulfillment. In a time when over 1 million people a year in Australia suffer from depression and our levels of personal satisfaction are declining, I think this is something important for us to consider. But how do we make a difference? How do we find that something that gives us drive and passion enough to step up and step out of our comfort zone and make something happen? I always wanted to make a difference, and maybe I have to some people, but I want to do something bigger, find that greater purpose within. I would search and look. I searched around in my head because I have lots of ideas, but none of them would motivate me. Can't someone else do it? I'm the ideas person. It's someone else's job to do the stuff. No, but I have to make the difference that I'm here to make. So I searched. I think I've done just about every strengths test there is to do. So I know myself inside out, upside down. I looked in my hand to find my life purpose, but still there was something missing. I had eager psychics lining up, wanting to do readings for me. So I asked them, follow your heart, dear. That's the response I would get. I looked at Simon Sinek's advice, find the why in your story. But I have no amazing story of great feats like all the shakers and movers seem to have. I was looking everywhere. My head was telling me to look. But it was the wrong places. I needed to go within and listen to my heart. So maybe the psychics were right. I needed to go into a deeper place where I could hear that small, still voice that was crying out to be heard. I needed to let go of my whys and go beyond the why, beyond the thinking, beyond the stories, beyond the logic, and listen and allow something new and unthought of emerge. Go beyond the why. When something new emerges that really speaks to your heart, you can find that in all logic sense of your life, there isn't a why. It's just this something greater you feel you have to do. It's for someone else's benefit, not yours. Here is where amazing things happen. Here is where transformation happens of your life and of others. It's where you go beyond the why. One of my beyond the whys is Chocolate and Coffee Day for Religious Harmony, which I spoke about in a previous talk. This is something I felt really moved that I had to start. Once I had the idea, once it came to me, I found that I couldn't not do it. I had to do it. Now, I don't know what difference this will make, but when people come together and stand up for what they believe, there's always a difference. And the people who participated last year felt that they were doing something positive and they were making themselves heard for what they believed in. Now, it might come as a big surprise to you, but I'm a white Christian woman. I was brought up in the white Australia policy era. I have no experience of religious persecution. It's not in my why. It's beyond the why. Yes, I could search through stories and find something of my own to back up this story. But to me, the why is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the intellectual and emotional stories you tell to get people on board, which of course have their importance. But if we're looking for that deeper calling, we need to go deeper. We need to connect into that deep, soulful place where we can hear that small, still voice that is calling us, that makes us feel that we have to do this, that this is my calling. And this gives us a feeling of this is what I must do. And it really can go beyond the why. The energy like this I describe as being like a tsunami. You gather together, you observe what is going on around you, what is happening in your life. You know your stories, you know what's important to you. So like the water rushing back from the shore, you draw it all back in, into the stillness, into the silence. Here the energy builds up to a point where it can't be held anymore and a tsunami of ideas come rushing forward. You can't help but flood your life with this. This is what's important to you. This is what you have to share with the world. This is your calling. Once you have this kind of certainty, there is no going back. You have to do it. You have to make this happen. Nothing else will do. Nothing else will give you a greater sense of fulfillment. You don't need to have wrestled crocodiles or jumped from the highest building to be able to do something extraordinary. You just have to make a difference in someone's life. So if you're feeling like you need to find your greater purpose, draw back a little. Take some time, observe, reflect, and listen. Listen to what is calling you into greatness. Do yourself something good. Go beyond the why and make a